You may be wondering what happened to your favorite Stranger Things character. Well, we have answers if your character is one of two people. So, what's been funny with Stranger Things is what a sleeper hit it was. I mean, it didn't really get billboards or advertisements like other Netflix originals, and then people are just crazy for it. I watched the whole thing. I liked it. I maybe don't
How long did it take you to watch it all though? Because I like
one weekend.
1 weekend?
Yeah.
Same.
Because
just plow through it.
Well, I mean, like for some shows, I'll watch it all in one day.
Yeah.
But for this one, I had to pause a little bit and then think about it.
Well, you have to let this the flavor sink in, right? You gotta sort of.
I was also not aware it was a scary show.
Oh.
So I was watching it myself at night, and then something weird happened, like from the walls in the mother's house.
Yeah.
And I started screaming.
See, I thought that was so interesting because I remember I would drive around like LA and I saw some billboards for it. It wasn't,
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it wasn't overly advertised or flashy. It was very subtle. But the reason it caught my attention is because I used to be into Stephen King novels as a kid, and the font is the Stephen King novel font. It's literally the exact same one. They chose it for that very reason. And then I saw the artwork and I was like, oh, this kind of looks like 80s-ish, and I'm really into like 80s culture. And so, that's what drew me to it. And then when I realized, oh, everyone just sort of stumbled on this thing, it was kind of surprising to me.
I usually pay attention to whatever's new on Netflix because that's my version of cable. But okay, so there were two characters that we do know about from Matt and Ross Duffer, aka the Duffer Brothers, as they're credited in the show, about what's going on. So the breakout's character seems to have been Barb. I do have controversial opinions on Barb. So when they were asked about what happens to Barb, I mean, it seems like it might be final for Barb.
I'm surprised people are even asking. I thought the show was pretty clear cut.
Yeah, it's like she's dead.
She gone, right?
Yeah.
But Barb's a real MVP, so everybody wanted her they wanted some hope. They were holding out. Well, because like, the main character Will.
Characters aren't really dead all the time.
Yeah, and Will was in there for so long, and you were like, for sure this kid's dead. But
I mean, something else might be wrong with Will. But that's a spoiler.
That's a whole. Well, we spoiled enough already as it is anyway.
I should have said early on.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, I'll write it in the description.
But it's okay if you haven't seen it.
Well, basically what they said, is Barb is gone, but there will be some sort of justice for her, I suppose. Yeah. But she dead. She dead.
Well, the way they like played it off is that the whole entire season takes place over the course of a week, basically, and they just haven't had the time to focus.
No one care about Barb except Nancy. Where were Barb's parents?
Well, they just haven't showed it, right? Like that's what they're saying. Because the first couple days, the first day, like she's just could be, being an emo teenager because she didn't get any at the party. But then they stopped focusing on the family. And then who knows? They could be really sad or looking for her, and maybe we'll get to see some of that in the next season.
All right, let's toss to some more information on this. Barb will not be forgotten. We'll make sure that there's some justice for Barb. People get very frustrated, understandably, and that the town doesn't seem to really be dealing with Barb. That stuff is all happening. We're not just spending any screen time on it. Okay,
there you go.
That makes me feel better. It's not like her parents are like, oh, Barb left, she died. Oh, yeah. Since season 1 actually takes place over the course of 6 or 7 days, it's a really short time period. So part of what we were trying to do with a hypothetical season 2 is to explore the repercussions of everything that happened.
Right.
Good.
Which is cool. I feel like that's a cool story. I want to know what the town, because I mean, they can't hide it anymore. Or are they going to hide it? Because I feel like the sheriff, like that's the role that he took. Like, all right, I know what went down, and I know why we can't.
He's worked out some kind of deal.
Yeah, there's a deal, shady happening.
I want to know what happened with that, but he's not the other character I'm talking about when we find out what happened. If for some reason your favorite character is Brenner, and that would be weird because he's the villain, he's not dead after all, I guess. We're going to see more from him.
Maybe.
I would say that if we were going to kill Brenner as an audience member watching the show, it was that his death that would be very unsatisfying to me. When the monster jumps on him and we cut away, he would deserve much more than that as an ending. So yes, there's a possibility of seeing him again.
I like how he would deserve much more. And they make it seem like he needs a more glorious death, but in reality, you want it to be way more painful. Like you want that guy to suffer.
Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah. We want to watch suffering because that's what we are as humans and vicious animals.
Also, I hate his smug face.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Well,
he always looks like he's
you kind of want to watch Eleven do something to him, right?
Crumple him like a can.
And then call him a mouth breather. So my opinion on Barb was I don't think she was a real character.
What?
I think she's
the realest
I
character.
think she was a plot device because like she just disappeared in episode 2, and no one really mourned for her. I think this is so much like aftermath. Like, oh wait, she's cool.
She's cool.
People like her.
She was definitely a plot device.
Maybe
Very
we
throwaway
should do
character.
something. I know.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because she was cool in that she was unapologetically not cool.
Yeah, yeah. She was like if there could ever be a physical manifestation of like an '80s teenager who wasn't cool, they nailed it, right?
Yeah.
Like I want a trophy of Barb up on a shelf somewhere.
So, you know what? She does deserve more than that. She deserves to be a real character, is what I'm saying.
Give Barb a chance. Barb 2016.
Yes, and also you can go make whatever you want in the Stranger Things font, and I hope you make a tribute to Barb and maybe something that justifies her as a real character, because it doesn't seem to me, at least in season 1. Audience, what would you like to see from Stranger Things season 2? I always thought they would move on to another story, but maybe we're continuing on with this one. Let us know what you think below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more.